to PSG Cast, the podcast in which we discuss topics related to personal development, coaching, and positive psychology. The purpose of this podcast is to discuss and promote personal development through interesting, entertaining, and informative discussions. My name is Irek Shek, and today with me in our studio I have Maureen Hewitt, who is a founder of Positive Success Group, a business coach, a trainer, emotional intelligence assessor. Any other roles worth mentioning?
Oh, I've about 70 roles, but if we just stick to those for now, that'd be great.
To those for now. Okay. Maybe we're going to touch on them a little bit later.
Yeah.
Since it is our first episode on our podcast, I think it would be kind of good if you can introduce yourself.
Okay.
Because probably my introduction doesn't give you full justice. But
it works, but there's probably a bit more to it. And if I can put it in context with regards who I am and my role with Positive Success Group, that might make things interesting.
Okay, so let's put you as a person aside. What's PSG?
So PSG, even if you think of the name and what it means to people, PSG actually stands for Positive Success Group. So even by having a name like that, you know there's going to be some good positive action. And when we came up with the name, we were looking for something that would fit a positive environment around learning and development. One that was results focused, and the results being that of levels of success. So our intention was actually to provide a name that suited the company, to suit our mission. So to capture that, Positive Success Group is about a company that brings together a group of people that provides a positive learning environment and that raises your levels of success through coaching.
That sounds quite nice.
See, we do have methods to our madness.
You seem to be quite confident about that as well.
Yes, I'm confident now. Of course, when you're starting off in any company, you have great desires for what that company might be, and goals and ideas, and it's a concept. But nearly 10 years down the road, we have, hundreds and thousands of students who've graduated through our courses. We have our own private coaching clinics that have seen thousands of people through those, businesses that we've been in all across the world. So it's easy to be confident when you've got lots of success, and we have that.
So it looks like I sense that, and I hear that there's a little bit of history behind PSG.
Yeah.
And I think that it will be good for our listeners and for anyone interested in being a part of PSG, whether as during our courses,
yes,
or even working with us, they might be interested in hearing a little bit of story behind PSG when it was established.
Sure. So it gives it away that it's nearly 10 years old. Pardon?
It does it?
It does, because it's nearly 10 years old. So we established it in 2002. The idea was there to work with coaching as a learning environment. And it was born out of the idea of really working from a place of fulfillment, working from a place of values, and thinking the brain behind it was, why not work in a career that you really love, work in a career that really gives you that sense of this is worth doing, that includes good work ethic, that includes hard work, because I like all those things too. I don't always say that on a Saturday after spending the day working, but in essence, even through that hard work, to work with something that you're very passionate about, that you love. So it was born out of a desire of running a business, which is something that I love, working with people, that is something that I love, and working with an environment and working with a topic that I really love, which is professional personal development and coaching. So it combined all the things that I really liked, and it was structured around, if I had a job of my choice, if I could dream up a job that I would really like, what would the elements be? And I put all those elements in place and grew the business from there.
So would it be safe to say that the thing that was driving you towards creating PSG and making it what it is today was actually your dream, your own dream?
It was, and I think when you've spent, nearly 20 years or just less than that in a career that wasn't your dream, it's really easy then.
It's a nightmare.
I know, yeah. So it was really easy for me to know what I didn't want. I didn't want to work in an environment that didn't enjoy people, that didn't support people. I didn't want to work in an environment that didn't demonstrate good values, that didn't honour their values, that couldn't stand over the behaviours that they had. So sometimes approaching a business idea, it's good to know what you don't want, and then to have that kind of leaves you with what you do want. So it was born out of a dream based on I knew what I absolutely didn't want to do.
That's nice. That's a really nice thing.
It's probably a bit of reverse psychology on myself, but I think it was also the sense of, I know how I don't want to spend the rest of my life as a career choice, so I'm going to put my effort into making it happen in something that I do really want.
Well, reverse psychology works.
It did, yeah. Well, here we are, as I say, nearly 10 years later, and it's working, so yeah.
So, what else was driving you towards establishing PSG, and what else was so made that you're so fascinated and passionate about coaching?
I think because in previous career choices I had the reward of making things happen from an intellectual point of view. So I knew academically I could do things, intellectually I could do things, but there was always that missing piece of feeling fulfilled. A, because it was always for somebody else and was for somebody else's business. But B, because I just wasn't satisfied with the end result. It wasn't enough, and my background had been in IT. So could I make the IT job work? Yes. But did I like it? No. No, I didn't. So the driving force was really, as I said, to move away from what I didn't like. But it was really a feeling. I wanted that feeling when I woke up in the morning to feel I want to spend the day doing this career. I want to look forward to seeing that person or taking on that task. Now you're not going to get that 100% of the time, because there are certain tasks in business that I really don't like doing and that I'm not very good at. But they're a small part of it. The majority of what I do is brilliant. Working with people like you, working with the students that I did today, watching people grow, being a catalyst in other people's lives to help them and make their dreams come through, make their businesses successful, all those things.
So basically, it's unfortunately, it's not all roses and rainbows. It's
not. The reality is it is a business. And so when you're thinking about making and starting a business, all the parts of a business have to be there. So all the elements of accounting and finance and admin and all those things are still very much part and alive and have to be nourished. And I know I'm not very good at all of those. So, no, funnily, I know it's hard to believe. I hope nobody's listening to this. Yeah, the secret's out. So, what it is, it's about being able to, which is our approach, our coaching approach, is to look at our strengths. So, I become aware of the strengths that I have for the business, and I deliver those as a resource to the business. And I have a great team of people around me who provide the other resources to the business.
So, it's all about the teamwork.
It's about team. There's no I in team. So they say.
So they say.
It is about teamwork, and it is about, it's also though about having leadership within the team to make sure that the business moves forward and its resources are managed correctly and that its purpose and its higher goals are being met.
So what would be the purpose of PSG?
The purpose of PSG is to provide a positive environment for people to learn and develop themselves through coaching.
Mm-hmm. If anyone would be interested in development, should be actually contacting those, you think?
Yes, I think that would be a good thing for them to do. And I think in essence what we've learned over the last 10 years is some people try and learn about themselves through books. Some people try through classrooms, some people try through being told what to do. But when we get our students through our courses and through our coaching, what we find is the coaching approach seems to be the most long-lasting approach for personal learning and personal development, because it is personal to them. So we work on personal strategies, personal values, personal beliefs. So if people want real personal development as opposed to knowing the theory, if they really want to act and become aware, then that's our mission, is to raise their awareness so they can succeed in their personal development in a positive way.
In a positive way.
Yeah. And hence why that word is so important.
That's the name of PSG stands.
Yeah, because people can tell you lots of courses they went on, but they weren't terribly positive, either as an experience or as a result of what did they do with the course. Loads of people have folders on their shelves.
Did you get a chance to participate in the courses? Which were
I have done many of those courses where I have been bored out of my brains, or I'm thinking this isn't relevant, or it's not current, or it doesn't mean anything. I can't take this back to my job or back to my life. And it sounds lovely, and the content is nice to hear, and there's great exercises, and the facilitators are very competent, but it's not relevant to what I want to hear. So
let me guess, the main reason why you decided to set up PSG was that you actually done a bunch of courses that you didn't enjoy, you were bored to death, and you decided, okay, that's it, I'm doing my own.
And actually, that's not far off, because there was quite a few courses that I was on, and then I was asked to contribute to the course. Can you present on this or do a topic on that? Because it is something that I feel passionate about, and I feel is one of the strengths of our group and the team that we have together in our group, is that they like people, they like presenting, they like sharing knowledge.
Tricky question.
Okay.
Do you feel passionate about content that is boring to you?
I feel, yes, I can do, because I feel passionate about the learning as opposed to the content. So I'm passionate the person walks away with the content. So it might be boring to me. There's some parts of the content and courses that wouldn't light my fire, but I know it's important for the learners, and I know it'll light their fire. So I'm happy to be the conduit in that and pass on that information. Yeah, I can. It's more about the learner than it is about the content. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's person-centred.
That's a really nice answer.
Does that work?
It does. You kind of sound like a politic.
Well, I think, God forbid, and we'll have our own political group. But considering that we run some of our courses so often and in so many places because they're high in demand, the content is similar. So in essence, you could become bored as a facilitator because you know the content inside out. But
and also from the facilitator point of view, once you have all the books and you're buying on a lot of courses, you do feel and you do get to certain things that are actually everywhere, that you can find bits and pieces.
That's
everywhere.
True.
And what makes it different, like from my own experience and from what you're saying, it kind of seems to be true as well, is that the approach actually makes the whole difference.
Yes. And every time you put two people together in a coaching situation, they create a unique dynamic. And that's what changes the content. The content is no longer one-dimensional or two-dimensional. It becomes 3- and 4-dimensional because it's real. And that stops it being boring.
It sounds really, really good. And I think we should definitely discuss that in our next episode.
Okay.
And we all invite all our listeners to tune in for our next episode. I want to thank you, Maureen, for being with me today.
My pleasure.
To all of our listeners, we are open and we are expecting feedback regarding our show. So the ones that we don't like, we're going to just disregard. So don't worry about that. The ones that we do like, we're gonna take it on board. And that will be all for this episode. And please stay tuned for another PSG cast. And until then, stay sharp and